to get some little bottles for samples because we don't have samples, at least not now. So I want to get some little bottles for it so I can lend, kind of give it to people. And I haven't done that yet. So, but Michelle borrowed a couple of my bottles and she loved it. Oh, and she has the most gorgeous, dark, long, glossy hair. And she actually did it before the launch. She came in, she looked fantastic. I mean, her hair was just fab, So I was like, wow, really does work. So
if you gave a sample, do you think it would have an impact if they just had like one wash of it or 2 washes? Do you think that's
I would probably do enough for 2 washes. Here's another thing with this. I thought I should have sort of said at the beginning, but didn't, because it's all new, and so I don't think of everything. But you don't need much of it. It will lather up well, and you don't need much. And one thing I learned about shampoo, which I don't think I'd ever been taught ever, but it's kind of obvious, but I never thought about it, is with the shampoo, you don't really want to shampoo the hair. You want to shampoo the head. You want to get it into the head much more than into the hair. And then with the conditioner, you want the conditioner more on the hair and less on the head. Of course, our conditioner isn't going to hurt your head, so it doesn't matter that it's going to be on the head, but that's kind of where you put the focus. I was like, crikey, I never thought about that, but there you go. Yeah.
So I think we're going to just take a few more questions and then wrap it up. So jump in.
Couple of questions. One about the touch. It comes out with those little fiery motion, and my chiropractor uses something that looks slightly, that does a similar thing, that makes little adjustments, and he sort of fires into areas where I'm quite blocked.
Yes.
And I know it's a tool a lot of chiropractors use, and actually I've got him using the Mag Boy because he loves it and he finds it really effective with people. I just wondered if you'd had any feedback from chiropractors yet. I know it's very early, or whether you've got people that are chiropractors that are using it.
Well,
and my other question, are the paleo bars vegan? That was my other question.
What's the other question?
Are paleo bars vegan?
Yes. Yes, well, yes. I mean, unless you don't eat nuts, but most vegans eat nuts.
Well, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, there's no dairy and no animal food. There's no animal food in it at all. So yes, they are. So I haven't had direct feedback from chiropractors yet, but you are correct. I know what you mean with the little clicker thing. They do the click. So I think that is worth pursuing. Brian, the chiropractor, whose heel got better, he hasn't said anything about it, but I think I might ask him, because he is a chiropractor, and just say, how does this compare to your, whatever they call that? There's 2 things they use in chiropractic these days, the click thing and the laser, cold laser, which you probably have seen as well, which is also very interesting. So I wonder how it would have compared with both of those. But, chiropractors love having tools, aside from their own hands and body. And yeah, so good idea.
And are the paleo bars gluten-free, by the way? I'm assuming so.
Yes, there's no gluten. There's no gluten in there at all. There's no flour of any kind. It literally it's the date sugar, the cocoa, the walnuts, and the almonds. I mean, that's it. Nothing else. It is so clean, and that's why it feels really good when you eat it. You don't get full. You don't get that gluten-y thing going on. Any of that. It is super, super clean. They're small. They're small, but they are really sustainable. That's what's interesting about them. So don't get discouraged that when you see them, you say, wow, doesn't seem like a lot, because when you eat it, you'll see, oh, it's small, but it's like what was the thing with Mighty Mouse? Small but mighty. That's like a paleo bar. They really are.
Yes, our family are quite short, some of us, so we say petite but powerful.
There you go, petite but powerful, exactly, and that's what they like. I mean, I would defy you to eat 2 in a row. I don't think you could. Maybe John, you could, but honestly, 1 is filling, and it's enough. Even a half, like I said, often I'll eat a half one. I won't eat the whole thing and eat the other half later. So
those of us really having all these run of events, it's like we're pioneering. So it'd be good if we all share our stories of our experiences with all of these 3 things, I think. And maybe we could come back and do another call with you and share them,
Oh, I would love that. I would really love that. And do a little bit of research on date sugar, because I did. And I found a wonderful chap online, a doctor who talked about all the different types of sugar. And he went through the whole thing. And he said, and you have to guess which is the best. And it came down to two. I think one was barley malt and one was date sugar. And I thought that barley malt would probably be the best of all. And I was wrong. It was date sugar. So, when I learned that, and so when we brought the paleo bars out, I found that and I posted that online and said, this is what our paleo bars have, is this date sugar. It's a long sustaining sugar.
Sorry, I just want to ask suddenly about the, because obviously if you have something like a stroke, the sleep system, we've had this amazing response, but is the Kenko Touch good for those sort of chronic things that aren't really working for me at the moment, recovery places, do you think?
I don't see why not. So I'm thinking of a woman, when we used to have the Power Mag, which was just magnetic. No, I didn't have the others. She used that when her son went into a coma from a motorcycle accident. She used it around the head all the time. And what happened is he had no brain death, none. And he had a half of 1% chance of life. They said he was out. I mean, he was going. And he said, if you want to see your son alive, you get here now. And she took everything. I mean, it always makes me cry. She's a friend of mine, and she took everything. And they said, you can't put him on this sleep system and everything. And she said, he's my son. And unless you can prove it's harmful, I'm putting him on everything. And they couldn't prove it was harmful. So she did it. And she used the Power Mag, early version of this. So you could use this. You wouldn't be touching, but you would just be doing it around. So this would relate to strokes as well, right? And I mean, his recovery, my friends, was extraordinary. As he came back out of the coma, as he came back to life, they said he'll never be able to stand, walk, he'll never be able to talk, he'll never be able to go to the bathroom by himself, everything. And he can do all of it. You can do all of it. And the big thing, they said he'll have lapses. He'll go backwards, because if you've had a stroke or you've had brain trauma, you move forward and then you go back, and then they get very frustrated with themselves because they have to relearn everything again. And they all have these relapses. He never had one relapse. Never. So now he goes to the gym, he walks, he sometimes has a cane, his walk is he bicycles, he talks a little slowly, but he speaks, and he can tell you a joke, he knows your name, he knows who you are. I mean, his recovery is unprecedented. And the key thing was that when they took the skull off to let the brain expand, because it was swollen from the accident, they do that, right? And then they reattach it. Normally they always get death in that area where they've done that. So it dies, and you can see it on the x-rays and the CAT scans and all that stuff. Zero brain death. And they've never seen that before.
So that's a phenomenal addition to that kind of recovery help, especially because you can't always put people, they ban you from putting everything, but if you go and visit, you can do this as well. So that's exciting.
And I would put a power band on them. One of the first people I ever took Nikken to had a stroke, and he couldn't speak properly, and I lent him the sleep and a necklace and everything. And within, I think, 7 to 10 days, he was speaking in fluent sentences again. That's when I just got tingles. I was like, what have we got here? And that's why I love Nikken so much, is, we have miracles all the time, and we get a little blasé about it because we get used to it. But think of all the people out there in the world that have had things like strokes, or their kids have ADD or whatever, and they haven't got a clue, what we have. We have a very deep moral responsibility about that. And I want to tell you a quick thing on that, because I talked to a chap yesterday. He's a craniosacral therapist, English, lives here. Tried the sleep system and everything, didn't sleep well, slept great. Right. So I said, you have a wide sphere of influence. You might consider this, because he needs to make more money. And he said, as a craniosacral therapist, I am not allowed by ethics. I am bound by ethics, not to ever sell anything to my clients, my patients. And I said, yeah, you know what? I said, it's so interesting when it comes to ethics. I said, so when you find something like this that helps you sleep when you haven't for years, what is the real ethics? I said, I find that principle, as much as I do understand it, is extremely limiting to that person. They are literally not allowed to share anything else that might be of worth to that client or that patient. And I just find that unconscionable. And that is why I do Nikken, because when I found Nikken, and I'm going to cry now, and I realize what it does, for people with MS, with Parkinson's, with, all these things, if I don't tell them, shame on me. Shame on me, regardless what they do with it. If I don't share it, they may never come across another human being that knows about it. And that's my obligations. That's my ethical duty, or my ethical, that's the ethics of it. So, I said to him, I get your issue, but I don't agree with it. I said, I absolutely do not agree with it. If you are not allowed to share something of great value or you could refer them to me. I said, you do know lots of other people that aren't your patients. I said, but why not just say to them, look, I've come across something else that really could help you. I'm not allowed to share it with you in this capacity as you're my client here. But if you want to learn about it, I suggest you go talk to Julie, or I suggest you go talk to so-and-so, or I suggest we meet another time outside of this dynamic, and I could teach you about it, because to keep it a secret is just wrong. It's just wrong.
Well, we're certainly going to be letting lots of people know, because we've got all these events and everything, and the more and more, we're doing our thing here, aren't we? So.
Oh, you are. You guys are fabulous.
Yeah. Should we call it? Are we finished? I think everybody's.
I wanted to ask just one question of you, Nikki and John. Did you find out about the summer sizzle?
We're not going. I don't suppose we're going to find out till the end of the year. I think they won't let us know.
Okay.
I can't. We've asked, and that's the answer they've given us. So.
I understand. Okay. Well, I just absolutely hope that you are coming to Mexico with us, because that place is flash. That place is amazing. Mm-hmm. And I just really hope you got it. And there's somebody else out there because I think Lucy also did really well with that summer sizzle. Wouldn't that be lovely?
So for the new people, that's an incentive, an extra that people can win through their amazing work. And Nikki and John have done a fantastic job this year, so we're hoping they get to go to Mexico.
Yeah. Yep. Our intrepid shining knights.
So thanks for sharing your new news, and we can't wait. Useful. I'm so excited. We had where is it, John? We have our Kenko Touch in our mitts.
I've been trying it tonight.
So just arrived today. So we're very excited.
Brilliant. Yeah, you'll have to charge it up, I think, probably.
It's already Ken's all ready to go. Well, ours did anyway.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, fab. Good. Yay.
So it's really, really exciting. It just feels really right. There's something that feels amazing about this product.
Yeah.
I've been more excited about this than I was even about my sleep system, and that's saying something.
Wow, that is saying something.
So we'll see. We can't wait to have a lot of people come around and try it.
Fantastic, you guys. And hopefully those of you who are new, I would love to meet you sort of over Skype or Zoom in the next days. Just get to know you a little bit. I'd really love that. So I'm here this afternoon for about I can't remember, my new person